You spent thousands of hours in classrooms learning about mitochondria, the Pythagorean theorem, and how to dissect a frog. But when it came time to build wealth, manage debt, or understand taxes, radio silence. The education system prepared you for tests, not for the real financial challenges you'd face the moment you stepped into adulthood. And here's the uncomfortable truth. That wasn't an accident. Today, I'm breaking down 10 critical money rules that could have changed your entire financial trajectory. Rules that schools conveniently forgot to mention. Let's get started. Rule number 1. Your salary is not your wealth. The first trap most people fall into is equating a high salary with actual wealth. Your coworker might drive a luxury car and live in an expensive apartment. But if they're spending everything they earn, they're not wealthy. They're just high-income broke. Real wealth isn't what you make. It's what you keep and what you invest. A teacher earning $60,000 a year who saves and invests 20% is building more wealth than a lawyer making $200,000 who spends it all maintaining an expensive lifestyle. Schools taught you to chase the degree that leads to the big salary, but they never explained that wealth is built through the gap between what you earn and what you spend. That gap is your power. Rule number 2. Compound interest is your best friend or your worst enemy. Einstein allegedly called compound interest the eighth wonder of the world. Those who understand it, earn it. Those who don't, pay it. When you invest money, you earn returns not just on your original investment, but on all the accumulated returns over time. A 25-year-old who invests $5,000 annually at an 8% return will have over $900,000 by age 65. Wait until 35 to start? You'll have less than half that amount. But here's the flip side. Compound interest works the exact same way against you with debt. Credit card companies aren't stupid. They're counting on you making minimum payments while interest compounds on your balance. A $5,000 credit card debt at 18% interest with only minimum payments takes over 20 years to pay off and costs you thousands in interest. School taught you algebra, but they never showed you this equation that actually affects your life. Rule number 3. Debt is a tool, not a disaster. Somewhere along the way, we developed an all-or-nothing relationship with debt. Financial gurus scream that all debt is evil while banks push credit cards like candy. The truth lives in the middle. There's good debt and bad debt. Good debt helps you acquire assets that appreciate or generate income. Think mortgages on rental properties or business loans with a solid return on investment. Bad debt finances depreciating assets or consumption. Financing a vacation, a wedding you can't afford, or a car that loses value the second you drive it off the lot. The wealthy use debt strategically to leverage opportunities. The broke use it to fund lifestyles they haven't earned yet. Schools never taught you to distinguish between the two because they never taught you to think like an investor. Rule number 4. Your home is not an investment. This one hurts, but it's crucial. The house you live in is not an investment. It's a lifestyle choice. Yes, it might appreciate over time, but it also costs you property taxes, insurance, maintenance, and opportunity cost on your down payment. You can't access that equity without selling or borrowing against it. Real estate can absolutely be part of an investment strategy, but your primary residence shouldn't be confused with your retirement plan. Wealthy people understand this distinction. They live in homes they can comfortably afford while investing their capital in assets that generate cash flow, stocks, bonds, actual investment properties, businesses. The housing crisis of 2008 taught millions of people this lesson the hard way, but schools still aren't teaching it. Rule number 5. Inflation is stealing from you every day. Money sitting in your checking account is losing value every single day thanks to inflation. At 3% annual inflation, the $1,000 you have today will only have the purchasing power of roughly $740 in 10 years. Yet millions of people keep significant savings in accounts earning virtually zero interest, thinking they're being responsible. Schools taught you to save money, but they didn't teach you that saving and investing are two different strategies. You need emergency savings in accessible accounts, absolutely. But beyond that 3 to 6 month cushion, your money needs to be working for you in investments that outpace inflation. Otherwise, you're not preserving wealth. You're watching it evaporate in slow motion. Rule number 6. Tax strategy matters more than tax rates. You probably learned that the Boston Tea Party happened because of taxation without representation. What you didn't learn is how to legally minimize your own tax burden. The tax code is thousands of pages long, and it's full of incentives and strategies that favor those who know how to use them. Retirement accounts like 401s and IRAs offer tax advantages. Health savings accounts are triple tax advantaged. Real estate investors use depreciation to offset income. Business owners deduct legitimate expenses. The wealthy have accountants and advisors who navigate these rules legally and ethically. Meanwhile, the average person just watches taxes get automatically deducted from their paycheck and shrugs. Schools produce employees who accept their tax burden passively rather than citizens who understand how to optimize within the system. Rule number 7. Time is more valuable than money. Here's a paradox. Schools prepare you to trade time for money, but they never teach you that time is your most finite resource. You can always make more money, but you can't make more time. This is why building passive income streams and investing early matters so much. Every dollar you invest in your 20s works for you for decades. Every system you build that generates income without your active involvement buys you freedom. The goal isn't to get rich quick. It's to set up your life so that eventually your money works harder than you do. That might mean building a business, creating digital products, investing in dividend stocks, or acquiring rental properties. The specific vehicle matters less than understanding this fundamental principle. Wealth is about buying back your time. Rule number 8. Insurance is about catastrophe, not convenience. Insurance companies spend billions convincing you to insure everything, but schools never taught you what actually deserves coverage. Here's the rule. Insure against catastrophic losses you can't recover from on your own. Not against inconveniences. You need health insurance because a serious illness could bankrupt you. You need term life insurance if people depend on your income. You need disability insurance because your ability to earn is your greatest asset. But that extended warranty on your laptop? The insurance on your rental car when your credit card already covers it? That's profitable for the insurance company, not for you. Schools produced consumers who buy insurance based on fear rather than informed analysis of actual risk. Rule number 9. Your network is your net worth. The people you surround yourself with will influence your financial future more than almost any other factor. Not because of some mystical law of attraction, but because of information flow, opportunities, accountability, and normalized behaviors. If your friends think investing is gambling and debt is inevitable, that becomes your reality. If your network includes people building businesses, investing intelligently, and thinking strategically about money, you're exposed to different possibilities. Schools put you in rooms with people the same age, learning the same curriculum. Real life requires you to intentionally cultivate relationships with people who are where you want to be. Mentorship, masterminds, professional networks, these aren't luxuries. They're essential infrastructure for financial growth. Rule number 10. Financial education is your responsibility. This is the meta rule that underlies everything else. School didn't teach you this stuff, and that's frustrating. But waiting for permission or perfect conditions is a poverty mindset. The information is available. Books, podcasts, courses, YouTube channels, financial advisors, the resources exist. What's missing isn't access, it's initiative. The educational system failed you in this area, but you're an adult now. Your financial future is your responsibility. That means reading books on investing, understanding how your 401k actually works, learning about tax optimization, studying successful people's strategies. It means being uncomfortable while you learn new concepts. It means making mistakes and adjusting. The school system might have let you down, but that's not an excuse to stay financially illiterate. It's a reason to take your education into your own hands. These 10 rules aren't exhaustive, but they're foundational. They represent the kind of financial literacy that creates generational wealth and freedom, or the lack of which creates generational struggle. The education system won't change overnight, but you can. Pick one rule from this list and commit to mastering it this month. Read a book about it. Listen to a podcast. Have a conversation with someone who's already implemented it. Then move to the next one. If you found this valuable, Subscribe for more content that fills the gaps your education left behind. Your future self will thank you for starting today.